31st carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Working out of the gun, Winston. Caught by Jones. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. From 17 yards out, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 16. Here's Jackson to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. The starting 11 defensively for Tampa Bay.
It's easy to go back to the time Ndamukong Suh entered the NFL, and he was an absolute force right from the beginning. But it's been fun to watch his career progress, and I'm starting to see a little more finesse in his game, although I'm not sure he'd like me to describe it that way. But you see the agility, you see the movement, and of course, he can bull rush when he needs to get to the quarterback.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. 45. Throwing again. Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 42. Jackson now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10, eluding the pressure right. He'll run it past the 20, and he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. On 2nd down, Ingram. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out, and the Ravens have taken the lead. And there, the counter play proves successful for the touchdown. What typically makes a counter play in general successful, Charles?
Well, what you're trying to do, Brandon, is to get the team moving in one direction, meaning the defense, get them going in one direction and then wall them off with your blocking and bring it back in the other direction. That way, you don't actually have to punish them with your blocking. You just position them. And if you have any kind of a good back, he'll take full advantage of it and gain good yardage.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Yeah, he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
14, Buccaneers 7.
Ready? White 25. 48 right now. Let's go. So don't say nothing. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. White. 30. Check 48 the mic. Check. Three.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Winston. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Jameis to throw it. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Noah Spence. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jackson and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it.
Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And he works free. 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his second touchdown here in this first half, as the Ravens push further out in front. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run. Turns in to 6 points. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. Looking to pick up some steam, generate some steam right now. Down on the scoreboard and struggling a bit.
And sometimes you have to find it from places you don't ordinarily get it. Not necessarily just going back and throwing the football. Maybe use your legs a little bit. Maybe you rely on some teammates, get the ball in their hands. Anything to try and generate a spark. But bottom line, he has to play a lot better.
Yeah, he does. He's got the 2 INTs and the 1 touchdown pass so far. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. That good for 22 and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Ready. Blue ready. 48. Green, triple team. Defense, let's go. He's checking. He's crash. 48 to Mike. Come on, boy. Come on.
First down, Winston. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans, 45 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Roberts got it. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. To throw again on second down. Jackson, that's into the hands of the tight end Boyle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Jackson now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, 39 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. Now Tucker to add the PAT. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Heading back out there, a look at Peyton Barber. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Let's go!
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
To throw is Winston. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running
Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And they are going to get this one back, it looks like. So nearly like-for-like fumbles, but they hang on to this thing and keep it a turnover. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that, and when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
We got this. Here we go.
A reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. Being chased out left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson, he's going to find his tight end Boyle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Jackson now. Got him in. It's Brown. 12 more yards there and another first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Now it's Jackson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Ingram with his second touchdown here in this first half as the Ravens push further out in front.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. Hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs in.
And, Jameis intercepted a third time. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful, because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
Snead's got it. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 35. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on second and goal. Now it's Jackson. This will be caught at about the 5. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Here's Winston. Looking deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of... Running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now Jackson. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
And an alley to run. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. Now Jackson on first down. That is caught at the 7. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about it.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his second touchdown of the afternoon as the Ravens push further out in front.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all.
And Winston lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. Does the big boy have the juice? And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. To throw is Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. And is there bad blood here? I mean, go for 2 when you're up that much?
If there wasn't before, there is now. When you do that, you've just announced to everyone, you just don't care about the other side at all. All you care about is what you're doing, and they just want to pile up points.
They did. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Here's the Ravens defense as they head out to set up shop. And they had the fumble return for a touchdown, and boom, they're right back out there again.
And you hear so many people talk about opportunistic defenses in today's football. Well, they make their own breaks because they work at it all the time. We've been at the practices, the drills where they're trying to strip the football, the takeaways. They're always working on it, and it paid off for them on the last possession.
Paid off. Now can they do it again?
Delay of game, offense.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
He's checking crap. Green, come with me.
Winston gives to Barber. It's a 5-yard pickup, so essentially they get the penalty yardage back, and it's back to 2nd and 10.
A 5-yard gain brings up 2nd and 10.
Once again, it's Barber. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. On 3rd down, Winston. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It's a gain of 10. And the Buccaneer first down.
48. Hey, we're going to mark the 48 right now. Let's go.
Barber on 1st and 10. And he loses the football a second time.
Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic. Wait.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Winston. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
48's Mike. 48's Mike. Oh, you got deep? Hey, switch gears. Switch gears. Flip it. Green, triple team. Wahoo.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. But it'll be 2nd down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Again, it's Winston. And now another one thrown incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now Winston on 4th down. He'll take a shot for the end, and he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Brashad Perriman, 32 yards. And the Bucs are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that. That type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. So they get one score back, but still a long ways to go here in this third quarter. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for two. To the air again with Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. Cyrus Jones picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And now running right through it. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the road
true.
to be fairly clear
by
the time we have to
positive.
leave the booth. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This time Jackson will throw it, eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
Now, that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
Flushed out right. He uncorks it for Snead. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. Jackson, and he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth. This pass complete. Jackson finding Andrews. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. And an alley to run. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, 40 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, But going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
This will be taken very short. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Working out of the gun, Winston. And my goodness, another interception. He's picked off at his own 46. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
First and 10, 21-yard line.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
Jackson on 1st down. And an alley to run. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Jackson under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. William Golston. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. William Golston in there again as he's able to pick up sacks on both 1st and 2nd down. Steps away to his left. He may try and run. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 10-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to pour it on.
That's a tough one there defensively because look at the stops they got on 1st and 2nd down, and it's 1st and 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
Tucker now to add the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. Still churning. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, A lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your...
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The former first-round pick Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 37 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This
but she's singing too.
No, she's
on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 34. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Barber. The limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Black 22. Wait. Hey, look, 48.
Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
48 Mike. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go.
On first down, it's Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Buccaneer first down.
Not today. Mike 48.
A first down throw for Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on second and long. Winston looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Ready?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Tighten down. There you go. Zoom. 48 the Mike. Let's go.
From the gun, Winston. And he finds Howard complete. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that is caught one-handed. Oh my, he pulled it in. A big play that time for the Ravens. 47 yards. Now it's Jackson. It's complete to Snead. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 26-yard line.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He's going to go up top for the... And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
41's the mic. Hey, keep it up, keep it up. Easy. It's coming. 41's the mic. They're not ready for this.
Jameis to throw it. He's going to let it fly. And now here's another interception. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. Because if you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting...
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
You remember me? You remember Robin. Shoot up.
Jackson on 3rd and long from his end zone. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Hey, let's pin him.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Rolling to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson towards the end zone for Brown. And this will be caught. We'll forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Well, we saw action to the final whistle in this one. Not only the touchdown at the end to add to their lead, then they tried to put more on top of the 2-point conversion.